Live with us right now, Frankie MacDonald. How you doing today,
I'm
Frankie?
doing great, Silver. I just got good news from Ben Campbell. He's putting up Frankie MacDonald action figures back on sale soon.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome news.
I get messages from Ben Campbell. He's putting them back on sale soon.
What's that, Frankie?
Frankie MacDonald action figures are going on back on sale soon.
I'm going to show my audience here. I happen to have one here. I bought one and it's amazing. The packaging is amazing. I keep it in the packaging. This is not a toy. This is a piece of art. It's an action figure. Tell us more about the action figure, Frankie.
And there's moving parts, can move legs, feet, and everything. Those kids can play with it.
Yeah, it's a really fun thing to have. And also, if you have it, people take photographs of it, right?
Yes, and I get more news for you. Today's the 10-year anniversary for my original severe earthquake warning for California. In September 2010, video went viral.
So this is the 10-year anniversary today of your first viral video, Frankie.
Yes, on my old YouTube channel, Flank99, that doesn't exist anymore.
Should I read some of the comments so we know what's going on with your fans, Frankie?
Yes.
Okay, so we have Leon saying hello. Alan Bacon is saying hello, Frankie.
Hello, Al Bacon. I'm doing great so far.
We also have Chippy Whiskers saying, hi, Frankie. I'm your biggest fan, Chippy.
Hi, Chippy. I'm doing great so far.
Sky of the Universe, my YouTuber friend in Montreal. His name's Pat.
Hi, Pat. I'm doing great so far.
And your good friend who knows you well, Drew Perry.
Hi, Drew Perry. I'm doing great.
And also Mike P. Mahone, who's also known as what?
Hi, Mike the K-Man. I'm doing great so far.
Mike the Can Man. And we also have Leon saying, hello, Frankie.
Hi, Leon. I'm doing great so far.
Thanks, Frankie. So we've said hi to most of the people here. If you have any questions on the chat board...
I'd like to say hi to Ingrid of Novosibirsk, Russia.
Hello, Ingrid. Let's hear it for Ingrid. We're on fire today, Frankie. We're having fun.
Hi, Bolot Bokarov of Yakutsk, Russia.
Can I say hi to my mom, Frankie?
Hi, Base Mom. I'm doing great.
Hi, Base Mom. Maybe we should just say hi to people for an hour.
I'd like to say hi to Elon Musk.
Can I say hi to any famous person, Frankie?
Yes.
I want to say hi to I don't know who to say. I want to say hi to I don't know,
Jim can't turn off the Weather Channel.
The guy at the Couche-Tard. How about saying hello to Sebastian Mura?
Hi, Sebastian Mura.
So if anybody has any questions, it doesn't have to be about weather. Sometimes people ask Frankie what he had for lunch. What did you have for lunch today, Frankie?
Hamburger. Tonight, I'll be on Rob Slim Show at 10 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time.
So that's a pretty big announcement. Robin Slim is a really well-known podcast from New Jersey, New York, in America. Rob and Slim. You can find them on any social media like YouTube or Twitter. What time tonight, Frankie?
10 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time.
What time is that? Mine time? 9
p.m.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can we get an action figure in California, asks Joe.
Yes, it can. That means Ben Campbell's putting back on sale soon. I got a good news for him.
You keep talking about the action figure, and I'll show the viewers what it is, okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to open the box. Frankie, go for it. You tell the people all about the action figure again.
It's a waterproof, and its moving parts is made of plastic. It's hand-painted by Ben Campbell.
Yeah, and everything goes to Ben and Frankie, right?
Yes.
This is all for Ben and Frankie. Look at this action figure. It's got no moving parts. You can take the hands off, and they clip right back in.
Yes.
And because it has no metal parts in it, it's completely waterproof, right?
Yeah.
And people have put this action figure in front of like the Eiffel Tower and the Colosseum in Rome, and people put it in front of famous things and take a photo. Frankie will tag your photo.
That means people in China are social distancing work, and that means they'll be mass producing more Frankie action figures in China, even where they're social distancing over in China.
So people can just get this action figure on the internet, right?
Yes. And people are practicing social distance in China, working in the same factory when they mass-produce Frankie MacDonald action figures.
Frankie, before we go further with other topics, can we do the weather in your area?
That means it's going to be warm air heading for it. They got remnants of Crystal Ball heading for Thunder Bay, Ontario, Sault Ste. Marie, and all these places, all the way up to Wisconsin.
And what is the weather in Montreal this weekend? And here we have a question while you're doing that. Virginia is saying, Virginia Phillips, hello Frankie.
Hello Virginia Phillips, I'm doing great so far. Montreal's going to get really cool this weekend, and then New York City's going to get more rain.
You're fast, Frankie. Virginia says, hello Frankie, I'm a second-time viewer, long-time follower from Texas.
Yes, and then New York's going to get cooler next week.
So Virginia's from Texas, and the guy who made this is from Texas, right?
Yes, Virginia.
Ben Campbell
designed Frank McDonald action figures, Big Spring, Texas. That means that they're going to mass produce more Frankie MacDonald action figures all the way in China.
And if you go to my YouTube page, I did an interview, a full 15-minute interview with Ben Campbell about the action figure. So give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and then go to my YouTube, which you're on right now, and you can watch the full Ben Campbell interview. They can also watch the full interview about Frankie's book, Be Prepared, right?
Yes, written by Sarah Soller. And did you hear about that? I'm getting really popular on Reddit.
I heard that you made the front page of Reddit 3 times, Frankie.
And I'm just making it multiple times.
That's amazing, Frankie. How many combined viewers do you have on your YouTube now?
Over 40 million grand total. I got 240,000 subscribers. Once I reach up to 250,000 subscribers, that'll be quarter to a million. Big thanks to Reddit.
We have Army F Ball, who's been here a few times now, saying, hi, Frankie, I have one of your bobbleheads.
Hi, Army Ball. I'm doing great so far.
So, Frankie, you literally are really doing well for yourself in life, aren't you?
Yes.
I heard your post said that you're never, ever going to give up your dreams, ever.
No, I'll never, ever give up dreams at all.
Let me read the board here. Frankie, would you go up on a SpaceX rocket to the space station, asks F Ball.
The International Space Station, Frankie MacDonald action figure will be floating up in space.
Billy Pedersen, welcome, Billy Pedersen. Frankie, Billy says, Frankie, what are you going to have for your dinner tonight?
Don't know yet.
We have Mike the Canman saying, and New Zealand is back to normal for COVID-19.
Yes, and New Zealand's getting cold weather because down in New Zealand, that means all the cold air is dragged because a really strong high pressure system going counterclockwise and dragging all the cold air from Antarctica. That's bringing really cold temperatures right now. They're making it more accurate antibody testing. That means people be getting antibody testing once they make it.
More antibody testing. And I saw some of your posts said that there's going to be snow in Colorado. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Ontario, did you say?
Parts of Ontario.
When is the snow coming?
Sometime this weekend.
But it's like summer in a couple weeks or something, no?
Yeah, it's winter in a couple of weeks in New Zealand side.
Okay. I saw your Reddit page, Frankie, says Drew. And Virginia says, thanks so much for the shout out. So ask Frankie any questions, politics, comedy, anything. What about the comedy side of Frankie?
And I just did a video, guy try to see 100 hot dogs at once. I still got that video on YouTube. The guy dancing and more aliens to come. I posted a video on May 31st.
And I have a little clip here. It's 18 seconds long of your latest video. Can I show it?
Yes.
Okay, just stand by here.
Hey everybody, it's Frankie MacDonald. I'm definitely leaving Nova Scotia in the year 2021. I'm definitely leaving the entire province of Nova Scotia in the year 2021. I'm Frankie MacDonald. Be prepared. Make sure every week.
So that's a big announcement, Frankie. You've been talking about that for a little while. You're going to be doing a world tour.
Yes. And did you hear about that? That's going to drive up the sales of Frank MacDonald action figures. That means that's good news for Ben Campbell as well.
And if you had a ton of money, you'd want a supercomputer, right?
Yeah.
Like we're talking refrigerator-sized room with like tons of refrigerator-sized, hardware computer, whatever they do there in the movies, with the sound effects. What would you do with your supercomputer, Frankie?
I could browse everywhere in the world to see what's going on in the world. Street view.
Yeah, you need a VPN, don't you?
Street view everywhere in the world.
Street view, yeah. So thanks for joining us, Leon, Drew, Joe. Thanks for all the cool questions. I hope you're doing well. My friend Pat was filming the protest in Montreal, the protest against police violence and racism and brutality. What's going on in the world with that, Frankie?
Not very good at all, because George Floyd is dead. The police officers are being mean to him.
But I heard on Sunday, during the biggest human protest ever in history, that Donald Trump said everything was completely fine and under control.
That means what happens if Clinton was the president? Different story.
Yeah, we'd be listening to saxophone and going for long walks, and everything would be... I don't know what would be happening. We don't want to go too deep down that rabbit hole with politics because it's, touchy for a lot of people, but it is actually very, very important. And what's happening right now in the world is, we're fighting against bullies, Frankie. We're fighting against bullies.
Ignore all bullies. Just like
bullies.
Kids used to pick on other kids when they were in elementary school.
Did kids pick on you when you were young? Did you mention that in your book?
Yes, they say, Frankie, they stamp on the grass.
And they made fun of you and they bullied you.
They don't know any better.
No, they don't know any better. And even adults do it when stuff gets to their head, right? So we have Joshua Baker here, and we have Billy D from Connecticut. Could you say hello to Joshua and Billy D?
Hello, Joshua and Billy D. I'm doing great so far.
So Frankie MacDonald action figure coming out, talking about...
I got bigger news for you. Prince Philip turns 99 years old today.
99. Wow, congratulations.
Next year, he's going to be 100 years old.
Next to what?
Next year, he'd be 100 years old.
Wow, imagine being a century old. What are you going to do when you're 100 years old, Frankie?
If I'm alive, I'll be doing a documentary about my past.
Mike P. Mahone is saying, when are we going to have the Frankie MacDonald with Mike P. Mahone on tour with PA announcer?
Real soon.
There you go. Could be next week, Mike the Can Man. So Frankie, have you watched... Now, Frankie used to always be at the mall. He works at the mall sometimes, and you watch movies out in town, but everything's closed still, right?
Yeah. And did you hear about that? And I was down to Boardwalk and things like that. I'll be on Rob Slim's show tonight.
Yeah, Frankie MacDonald is going to be on a really famous podcast tonight. If you're on Facebook, you can just look up at Rob and Slim, even on Twitter. Rob and Slim Show.
Yeah.
What kind of questions do you think they ask you? What kind of fun do they get up to?
Talking about the weather and things like that in his area.
What's the weather like in North America for Wednesday to Friday, Frankie?
North America, it's going to get warm and cold air fights back. New Zealand's getting really cold weather because it's really strong high pressure system dragging all the cold air from Antarctica. High pressure goes counterclockwise in New Zealand, and low pressure goes clockwise in New Zealand. That means that there's a very strong low pressure system. It's like all those pressures tighten together in Australia and New Zealand. They got a strong low pressure system in south of Australia, and they got a really strong high pressure system in New Zealand, South Island, dragging all the cold air from Antarctica. That's causing snow in Queenstown, New Zealand, and in parts of New Zealand.
You'd like to go there for part of your world tour, right?
Yes. And their winter starts on June 21st.
June 21st. When does our summer start, Frankie?
June 21st, same day.
Okay, so we have Rob and Slim. Is Billy saying... Joe is saying they're going to open up the theaters next month in America.
In the stateside.
And over here in Montreal, they're having arguments about if they can open up restaurants, they should be able to open up bars because tables and chairs are tables and chairs. These are the things we're concerned about. We're concerned about everything. What movies have you been watching from home?
I'm watching old hockey games. I can hook my laptop into a TV.
I just watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino. Did you see that?
Yeah. What about movie Hail Caesar when they're filming the movie?
What about Hail Caesar? Is this a new film, Frankie?
That's from 2016 when they're making a movie about actors shooting the movie and producers.
Okay, well, I'm going to check that out. 2016. I'll look for it. We have a new viewer here, Quaker Daddy, saying, Frankie, come to Calgary.
I'll be heading to Calgary. It's going to be great.
I heard in Alberta there was a rare sighting of a white grizzly bear. It was in, I think I saw on Instagram, National Geographic.
Yeah.
So, Frankie, are any of the bars or anything like that open in your area yet?
Steel City is Dooley's.
That's right. You went for the first time in like 3 months, right?
Yeah, and did you hear about that? Now it's down at Warwalk and things like that. And did you? I'll be on Gary and Dino's show again, and I'll be on Jason Marshall. We don't have cookies on Sunday coming up.
So you're on a lot of shows weekly, aren't you, Frankie?
Yeah, and then there's some other guys faking to be CBC out there. There's some guys faking to be CBC Nova Scotia. And guess what? My face is going to be on CBC television all across the entire country.
That's right. You pre-recorded. Could you tell me about that again, please?
Sarah Soller sent me a script and I just say the lines, never mention Ontario because it's all across Canada. I just uploaded the video as unlisted. I just re-downloaded and I just deleted the video clip. And I just sent it to Sarah Soller. Then Sarah Soller sent it to Forced to Reading Children's Book Awards.
And it's going to be on CBC television, did you say?
Yes, CBC television and CBC.ca.
That means that the whole Canada is going to see you on TV live. Like, we'll see you on TV, I mean.
Yes. Even up north, even people that don't have internet up in Nunavut.
What's going to happen that day with your YouTube views and ratings?
Probably go up.
What are some of what are you up to these days? What are some of your plans and actions that you want to do for the future?
Going around doing other countries, doing world tour, doing dancing on stage, giving out speeches, doing comedy skits.
I hate to be rude, Frankie, but I think there's a bee in your room.
I don't see a bee in my room.
Oh, man. You got to be careful when it's hot like this outside because you could fall down the stairs and go dum 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 dum.
Did the ambulance go? They say, okay, doctor, this guy's all broken up. Throw him in the garbage.
Put him in the garbage.
How much trouble doctor are we in?
The doctor would be in so much trouble that the media would come first, but then the police would come. And what would the police say?
Doctor, turn around, put your hands around your back.
He goes, why am I under arrest?
Because you can't be throwing people in the garbage.
You can't just be throwing people in the garbage because they have bumped their knee or they have a sore thumb. And the guy in the garbage would be all stinky and smelly. And what would happen when he went home?
That means that his wife was like, get in the shower.
Hey, Frankie, the song that we wrote, Coronavirus Blues, is doing really well on my channel.
Yes.
And I think people are saying that you kind of predicted the future because you said that the army would be on the streets of America before it happened.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel to be able to predict the future?
That means that they got army soldiers. If they come up with a COVID-19 drug or antibody test or a vaccine, the army have to be there.
Yeah, there'd be so many people in line at the drugstore for the vaccine that the line would be 19.5 miles long. Mm. And there'd be a helicopter on the roof and the army there and everything. And the drill sergeant would be yelling at everybody.
Yes.
How loud would the drill sergeant be yelling, Frankie?
So loud.
So if you want to check out that video we just made about the lineup and the drill sergeant, it's called Coronavirus Blues. And it's available. Let me just plug my own show for a second, Frankie. It's available right here on YouTube. If you go hit that red subscribe button, we'd really appreciate it. youtube.com/bassguy. And there's also a thumb button. If you hit that thumbs up button. And even underneath the video, not in the chat, but underneath the video, if you leave a comment or a question or anything like that, all that kind of stuff helps us out. And all things Bass Guy are on bassguyshow.com. Thanks, Frankie.
Yes.
Go. Frankie MacDonald.
Make sure if your furnace is ready, turn on your furnace to keep those warm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green tea, keep you warm. Make sure if your shovels, snow plows, snow blowers, salt trucks ready as well.
So there you go. That was Frankie MacDonald live on the Bass Guy Show. And every Friday, just a quick thank you for being here. Army Fireball, Leon, Joe, Josh, Billy D, Virginia, Quaker, Canman, Mike, everybody, thank you for being here today. Wow, let's welcome a good friend from my hometown in St. Anne's, Natasha. Thank you, Natasha. It's good to see you here. It's actually taken me about 6 or 7 years to actually slowly introduce my little show I do to St. Anne's. Just having fun, and we're having a good time. Frankie's an amazing guy. I want to thank Frankie MacDonald for today.
Ready. Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food. Buy cases of Pepsi, buy cases of Coke. Make sure if your furnace is ready and turn on your furnace to keep those warm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green tea, keep you warm.